Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have an unboxing and a review of the Fairy Tale Tarot. This is by Lisa Hunt. On the back of the box, it says, "When we hear the words, 'Once upon a time,' we are magically transported to a faraway land of enchantment, a timeless realm of wondrous fantasies and infinite possibilities. Presenting mystical tales from around the world, Fairy Tale Tarot invites you to embrace the universal wisdom shared by enduring characters and timeless archetypes. Their struggles, successes, and growth mirror our own experiences and teach us profound life lessons. When we see ourselves in the cards, we establish a greater awareness of ourselves." This deck comes in a two-part box. It opens up like this. Inside we have the guidebook and of course the cards. So let's start with the guidebook. Inside we have an introduction. It goes over the major, the minor arcana, some card reflections, 8 motif 3 spread, and the keys to the kingdom spread, and a little bit about the author. If we look inside, here we have the justice. It tells you what story it comes from, the culture, and some keywords, symbols and meanings about the card. Here, for example, we have transformation. It tells you traditionally this is the death card. The story it comes from is Beauty and the Beast. It is, of course, from the French culture. And we have some keywords on top and some symbols and meanings again. And if you go to the back of the guidebook, here we have some card reflections telling a story about a one-card reflection, which is the one-card spread. Tells you a little bit about how to do that. Here we have the motif of 3 spread, and then we have the keys to the kingdom spread. And finally, a little bit about the author. So that was the guidebook. Now let's take a look at the cards. The cards themselves are a standard size card. We can see here we have Innocence as the full card, Little Red Riding Hood here. The back of the cards has this beautiful key design, light blue, light gold, very calming. So like I mentioned, we have Innocence as our first card. Here we have the Magician, the Sorceress, Fairy Godmother, Wise Old Man, the Mentor, the Lovers, the Chariot card. Here we have Courage, the Hermit, the Wheel, Justice, Entrapment, Transformation, Temperance, Temptation, Deception, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Redemption, and of course, Happily Ever After. And now we have the Suit of Cups, and we start with the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Three of Cups. Here we have the Four of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the 10 of Cups. Here we have the Princess of Cups, of course the Prince of Cups. Here we have the Queen of Cups, and finally the King of Cups. And now we have the Suit of Swords, and we start off with the Ace of Swords, the Two of Swords. Here is the Three of Swords. Typically, this is my favorite card in a tarot deck. I must say, I'm a little underwhelmed by this one. So far, this deck has been very beautiful. These images are calm, yet nostalgic. If you grew up with some of these fairy tales, if you watch the movies we were growing up, the TV shows, a lot of these images are very familiar to you. Here we have the Four of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Six of Swords, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords. Here is the Nine of Swords, the 10 of Swords, the Princess of Swords, the Prince of Swords. That's a beautiful card. The Queen of Swords. And of course, the King of Swords. Now we're into the suit of wands, and we start with the Ace of Wands, the Two of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Five of Wands. I do like that card. The Six of Wands, the Seven of Wands, classic. The Eight of Wands. Here we have the Nine of Wands, 10 of Wands. Here is our Princess of Wands, the Prince of Wands, the Queen of Wands. This is what I imagine every cat feels like. And of course, the King of Wands. And lastly, we move into the suit of Pentacles. So here we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles. Here we have the Three of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Honestly, if you know this, underrated movie, highly recommend. The Princess of Pentacles, the Prince of Pentacles. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles. And lastly, the King of Pentacles. Now let's take a look at how the cards feel when you shuffle them, when you're handling them, which is to me one of the most important things to look for in a tarot deck. So the cards themselves, as you can see, they are not too reflective, just a little bit. We already looked at the background color. And the front of the cards, it's the same thing. There's a little bit of reflection, not too bad. Obviously, I have a really strong light here, but in a normal setting, this shouldn't be a problem. Again, standard size cards, overhand shuffles very well. Ripple shuffle, of course, not a problem at all. Beautiful cards. Wonderful. Now, before we wrap up this video, I want to go over the major cards one more time. Some of these cards have different titles than what you may be used to. Now, that can be off-putting for some people. It could be hard to remember what's what, especially if you're not too familiar with tarot. Especially if you're new to tarot, you might have to have the guidebook with you when you're using this deck. As you can see here, instead of the Fool card, we have Innocence. We keep the Magician, and here we have the Sorceress card. And then we have the Fairy Godmother, the Wise Old Man, and the Mentor. Again, if you're not too familiar with tarot, this might be a little confusing, but I say give it a chance. Pick it up. If you're into fairy tales and those stories we grew up with, or these pictures and images resonate with you, you look at them and you think to yourself, this is a beautiful deck. I want this in my collection. Go for it. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about tarot, learning about what each card means, what each card symbolizes, check out the description down below. I'm going to link a playlist that I have on my channel where I go over all 78 cards of the tarot deck, their traditional meaning, my own interpretations, and then I throw in 1, 2, and 3 card spreads that you can do. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you like this type of content, make sure to give it a like, hit subscribe, share with your friends, family, someone you think might be interested in something like this. It really does help me out. I am just a small channel on YouTube. I'm trying to get my footing. Anything helps. And with that being said, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.